What if one of the greatest coaching tools that you've probably never fully leveraged is actually right outside your door? Let's explore three powerful ways that nature can amplify your coaching and effortlessly turn an ordinary coaching session into extraordinary breakthroughs. The best part is that when nature is your partner, it does most of the heavy lifting. Knowing how to tap into this can make you coach like a seasoned pro. Most coaches who are trying to integrate nature into their practice approach nature as kind of a pleasant backdrop, a calming setting for reflection, which is powerful for sure, but the real magic lies beyond this just transactional approach. When you begin to relate to nature as an active, collaborative partner in the coaching process, everything changes. You unlock a deeper intelligence that supports insights and transformation and sustainable growth in ways that traditional coaches never realize is even possible. And when you engage with the outdoors in the special way that I'm going to show you today, you move beyond these transactional type interactions with nature and you unlock deeper insights and foster genuine transformation. In this video, we're going to explore three standard coaching competencies: evoking awareness, facilitating growth and learning, and active listening. These are essential core competencies that all professional coaches need to know. But in this video, we're going to discover how nature uniquely amplifies each of these, enhancing your effectiveness and the client's experience. So let's dig in. First, evoking awareness. Evoking awareness is about helping your client see things in a new light. It's that moment when a familiar pattern suddenly begins to look different, or when a long-standing question finally finds a fresh and unexpected answer. And great coaching really hinges on this availability to spark that insight. And as a professional coach assessor, I have evaluated dozens of coaching sessions for credentialing. And within the competency of evoking awareness, I specifically look for 8 distinct awareness building skills that I want to see coaches demonstrating. But what's remarkable is that if you know how to work with the landscape as a partner, each of these different skills show up almost effortlessly. When you're coaching outdoors, nature becomes an incredibly rich source of metaphors and reflection. The environment is constantly changing and offering real time sensory experiences that invite the client to connect the outer landscape with their inner world. For example, imagine a winding trail that you're walking down with a client. That might actually mirror the client's nonlinear path towards their goal. Or a fallen tree could prompt a conversation about obstacles or endings that are happening in their life. And movement is a whole other powerful tool. Changing landscapes, stepping from one area to another, perhaps like stepping from a shaded grove into an open field or something like that, can literally shift perspective and open space for new thoughts to arise. Natural dynamics like these hack the mental loops that clients often get stuck in during coaching sessions. So, something you can do with a client to start to practice this right off the bat, or if you don't have clients, you can do this with yourself, is ask: if this landscape were a mirror, what insights might it be offering about your current goal or the next step you need to take in order to reach that goal? These kinds of invitations can unlock insights in ways that words alone just can't provide. Next up is facilitating growth and learning. And this is the bridge between insight and action. It's about helping your client take what they've discovered in the session and move it into meaningful, embodied change. In professional coaching, this means supporting the client to identify next steps or setting intentions and committing to actions that align with their goals. And nature has a unique way of helping clients embody their actions because outdoor environments are physical and sensory rich, right? They create the perfect conditions for turning abstract ideas into grounded and symbolic actions. And this is so important because transformation just doesn't happen all up here in your head. It has to be embodied. It needs to be turned in to action of some kind. And nature just provides a wonderful space for that. So, for example, a client might like place a stone at the base of a tree to represent a commitment they've made, or throw a stick into a river to release an old story that no longer serves them. Rituals like these may seem really simple or obvious, but they create powerful anchors that really help the change stick and lock in. Another thing that we've seen is that nature supports a deeper kind of accountability, more of an intrinsic accountability, not something that's imposed or asked of by the coach, but something that like arises from deep within. And when the client experiences a shift while moving around in the landscape or touching the earth or interacting with living systems, the insight actually lives in their body and memory long after the coaching session. So, next time you're out with a client, or again, you can practice this with yourself, invite the client to find a natural object that represents the growth that they're leaning into. And ask them, what quality does this object hold that you want to carry forward? And how will you remember it when you leave this place? And what they're going to come back with is amazing. These tangible, symbolic representations of this accountability. Next up is active listening. And active listening is probably one of the most foundational coaching skills. And it's one of the most transformative when it's done well. It's the art of being fully present with your client. You're not just hearing their words, but you're tuning into their emotions, their body language, the pauses that they make, and what's left unsaid is really important. When outdoors, and this is something that I find really, really cool, is that active listening actually expands way beyond just the verbal exchange that you're having with your client, and it includes the entire environment. You're not just listening to your client, you're actually listening with the client, right? The wind that's moving through the trees, the birds that are overhead, or even that sudden stillness in the air, it can all be part of the session's emotional tone. There's a lot to this, but just ambient sounds in general can cue deeper reflections and slow the pace of the whole conversation, and just invite a greater presence from both the coach and the client. And pauses can be so potent when it comes to listening. And silence outdoors doesn't feel empty. It's not awkward silence. It's filled with sensory input and meaning, and giving space for silence after like a powerful question or a powerful gesture that the client does just allows for nature to do its part. And it helps the client feel held by something larger than just you and your attention. So here's something you can try with on yourself or with a client is the next time you ask a powerful question, don't just jump right in with follow-ups. Instead, let that silence linger a little bit. Listen to what the wind, what the stillness or the sounds around you are offering, and then notice what your client says or doesn't say. So to bring this video to a close, nature isn't just a beautiful setting. It's a powerful co-facilitator that elevates your coaching to the next level. And in this video, we've seen how it naturally supports three foundational coaching competencies: evoking awareness, facilitating growth and learning, and deep active listening. And when you learn to partner with nature intentionally, your sessions become more dynamic, they become more grounded and transformational. Now, if you're a coach or you're looking to develop yourself as a coach, and you want to deepen your impact or expand your skill sets, then just take your client outside the next time you have a session and try any one of these techniques that I've shared with you here. And you don't have to be in a remote wilderness location. You can be anywhere. And in fact, you'll get so good at it that you'll even be able to do it through a Zoom call with your client. We do it all the time here in our Nature Connected coaching program. And remember, nature is not just a backdrop, it's your partner in transformational coaching. So if you found this video helpful, like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and get more insights on Nature Connected Coaching.